Okay, guys, we are doing distance between points on a coordinate plane. And one thing I want you to highlight to be mindful of is that we need to be able to determine the distance between 2 points on a coordinate plane that have the same x coordinates, okay? And then determine the distance between 2 points on a coordinate plane that have the same y coordinates, okay? So one thing I want you to also highlight is this right here. To find the distance between 2 points on a coordinate plane, you will need to recall how to solve problems with absolute value. Okay, so we're going to review that a little bit here because absolute value has everything to do with it. And remember, absolute value is always positive. So I'm going to write here right below this because we've written this before, and it's a great reminder. Absolute value is always positive. Okay, so let's practice. The absolute value of 4 is 4. The absolute value of negative 18 is 18. The absolute value of 5 is 5. And then we have a couple of problems here. And so these right here, these expressions are going to bridge between our understanding of absolute value, which is always positive. And remember, absolute value is also the distance from 0. But this will bridge between absolute value and finding distance between 2 points on a coordinate plane. So I'm going to sort of rewrite these problems. The absolute value of 2 is 2, plus the absolute value of negative 8 is 8. So 2 plus 8 is 10. Then I have the absolute value of negative 7 is 7, plus the absolute value of 4 is 4. So 7 plus 4 is 11. The absolute value of 10 is 10 minus the absolute value of negative 5, which is positive 5. So 10 minus 5 is 5. All right? So this flow chart is going to be very helpful. Now, we've not done distance between 2 points on the coordinate plane. You have not done this yet. This is a brand new standard, skill, what have you, and so it's going to take some time to figure some of these steps out before you master it. So it's okay not to rush, and it's okay to reference this. This is a perfect reference. That's why I'm using this, because I love it. So let's do like this. Here's my idea. Determine the distance between point A and point B. So the first step that you're going to do is write down each point. So point A is starting from my origin. I'm reading my points. I'm going to go to the left. And this is increments of 1 if we look at our grid. Count to the left. 1, 2, 3. So negative 3 is my x. And then I'm moving up 1, 2, 3. So going up is positive. Positive 3. B, starting from my origin, I'm going left again. 1, 2, 3. So negative 3, comma. Going down 1, 2, 3, 4. So negative 3, negative 4. So when you are finding distance, the first thing you need to do is write down the points. Write down the ordered pair for each point. Okay. Now we're going to use our flow chart. Here we go. The first question is, are the 2 points in the same or different quadrant? Well, quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3. So they are not in the same quadrant, and so our answer is different. They are different. Then the next question is, are the x coordinates or y coordinates the same? So I'm going to highlight what is the same. You can underline, circle, highlight, whatever helps you, okay? So my x is negative 3, my x is negative 3. So I know they're the same. So these guys are the same. My x's are the same, okay? So x's are the same. Now, you're going to find the sum of the absolute values of the y coordinates. Oh, okay. So what I did not highlight. So find the sum of the absolute values of the y coordinates. So my y coordinates are positive 3 plus the absolute value of negative 4. Yes, I've exaggerated my lines, but I do. So then we're going to find the absolute value of 3, which is 3, plus the absolute value of negative 4, which is 4. 3 plus 4 is 7. Okay, so 7. You don't have to put a unit of measurement. It's just 7. Now another way to check your work is to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But Miss Collins, it's already on a coordinate plane. Why can't I just count? Well, because you are going to see problems where they're not going to put your points on a coordinate plane for you. They might just give you 2 ordered pairs like this and tell you to find the distance, and you won't have a coordinate plane to reference. Like you won't have this. They'll just give you this. So that's why we're doing both, so that you can work this doing both. Okay, W, or that we do, determine the distance between point C and point D. So step 1, we're going to write down the ordered pair for point C and D. So from the origin, go positive 1, and then we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So negative 8 because we went down. And then D is positive 10. And then negative 8. Okay? So again, as we're using our flow chart, let's pretend we don't have this. Let's pretend all they gave us was this. Okay? So do you have to show your work like I'm doing right now? Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's look at our first question. Are the 2 points in the same or different quadrants? Okay, C and D, they're in the same quadrant, so we're going to go over here. Are the x coordinates or the y coordinates the same? What is the same? Ooh, my y. I'm going to highlight those because they're the same. I don't want to work with them. Let's get rid of them. Okay. So which ones are the same? My y coordinates. So come down here. Find the difference between the absolute values of the x coordinates. Okay, of the x coordinates. So the difference. Okay, so here's the thing. We have, so again, when we're dealing with absolute value, it's always going to be positive. Distance is always going to be positive. Okay, so we're going to find the difference. So what I recommend you do, whichever integer in my ordered pair or rational number, whatever you're seeing, is bigger, go with that. 10, the absolute value of 10 minus the absolute value of 1. Okay? So the absolute value of 10 is 10 minus the absolute value of 1 is 1, and I get 9. But let's go over here and we can count because we have the reference. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 9. Okay? Let's do some more, but I'm going to go to the next page, as are you, but we're going to keep looking at this flow chart because we love the flow charts. They are so good. Okay, here we go. Mower. Determine the distance between point A and point F. So point A is from the origin, negative 1, 2, 3. I'll just do this. Positive 2. And point F is positive 1, comma, positive 2. Okay, so I have my points. Let's look at our first question. It says, are the 2 points in the same or different quadrants? A and F, they're different, so we're going to the right. What is the same? Are my X or Y the same? What is the same? My Y is the same. Highlight those. Those are the same, so I want you to focus on my X's, okay? So remember, one thing I want as we go through this, if they're in different quadrants, we're going to add. Same, subtract. Okay? Different, add, same, subtract. So the absolute value of negative 3 plus the absolute value of positive 1 is positive 3 plus 1, which gives you 4. And then we can always count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So different quadrants add, same, subtract. Determine the distance between point D and point B. Point D from the origin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, positive 8, and going up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Positive 8, positive 6. Going to the right is positive, going up is positive. D and B. Okay, D and B. B. So we're going to go positive 8, comma, negative 8. Okay, so already we see they're in different quadrants. Different means what? Different means add. Okay, what is the same? My x. My x. Okay, so now we're going to find the sum of the absolute value of your y's, which is 6 plus 8, which equals positive 14. So again, if you want to check your work and count, you could. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay? Now, determine the distance between point E and point G. So let's see. E is negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Negative 7, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So negative 7, negative 5 is E. G is negative 1, 2, 3, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Remember, different add, same subtract. So if I look at my flow chart, are they in the same or different quadrants? These two are in the same. Okay? Highlight your points that are the same, my negative 5. Okay? Your coordinates, your y's are the same. Now remember, same, subtract. Okay? So the absolute value, and I'm going to go with, now earlier I said which one was greater. Now we know in this case negative 3 is greater than negative 7. But without your negative, just look at the number. Does that make sense? So we're going to do the absolute value of 7 minus the absolute value of negative 3. And we're going to get 7 minus 3. I'm getting ahead of myself. And we're going to get positive 4. And let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. The distance is 4. Okay? Okay. Let's do another one. Determine the distance between C and point D. Now, we haven't done C yet. All right. C. So from the origin, negative, because we're going left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Negative 8. And going up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Positive 6. Okay? And then D is, and we already have D because we've done it earlier, so let's not reinvent that wheel. D is positive 8, positive 6. Positive 8, positive 6. So let's look at that flow chart. Are the 2 points in the same or different quadrants? They are in different. Different means add, okay? So what is the same, my X or Y? My Y is the same, okay? So we are going to find the sum of the absolute value of my x's. which is 8 plus 8 gives me 16. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, which matches. But again, you won't always have a coordinate plane to reference. So that's why we need to understand how to use our flowchart. So let's look at this another picture, a real world example. Back in my day, when we used these little mappy maps, determine the distance between the gas station and the school. So I'm going to say GS for gas station. We're going to go over 1, 2. Okay, B is equivalent to 2. And we're going to go up to 7. And then my school is going to be over 2, up 2. Okay, so they're in the same quadrant because this is quadrant 1. So in case you're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? This is an example where you're like, oh yeah, I got to pay attention. So this is all in the same quadrant. They're all in the same quadrant. So if you're looking at your flow chart, we're going to hang out on this side right here. So highlight the ones that are the same. So my X's are the same. So we're going to find the difference of the absolute values of your y's, which you get 7 minus 2. Ooh, and you get 5. 5. And but this time we got to use unit of measurement because they give it to us. So 5 miles. We could make that hike to school. Well, I don't know. I don't want to go to the gas station after school. I don't know if I'll walk there. Maybe not. Get it right. All right, number W, we do. Determine the distance between the police station and the fire station. So police station count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So PS police station, positive 8. And then 1, 2. And the fire station is same thing, positive 8, and we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, positive 9. So again, we're in the same quadrant, so we will be subtracting. So I'm going to highlight my X's because they are the same. So I'm going to take the bigger number. I'm going to go first. So absolute value of 9 minus the absolute value of 2 gives me 7. But let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 miles. Okay. Then we're going to determine the distance between the car wash and the park. So car wash is going to be positive 1, 2, 3, 4. Positive 8. The park is going to be positive 1, 2, 3, 4. Positive 1, 2. So same quadrant, subtract, and we're going to highlight the X because my X's are the same. And we're going to subtract the absolute value of 8 minus the absolute value of 2. I should not say negative 2, positive 2, which gives me 8 minus 2, which gives me 6. 6 miles. So the distance between the library and the grocery store. Library is positive 1, positive 1, 2, 3, 4. So library is positive 1, positive 4, and the other GS grocery store. 1, 2, 3, 4, positive 1, 2, 3, 4. Now don't get confused. You got to make sure my X's are not the same, but my Y's are. Even though there's 3 4s in there, which ones are the same? So now, the absolute value of 4 minus 1 gives me 3 miles. And if we count, it should be 3 miles. We'll be going library to grocery store. 1, 2, 3. Perfect, and that is it, my friends.